I'm going to answer these questions. Metta is a feeling that is cultivated. Should the feeling itself be focused on, or should we simultaneously direct the feelings towards mental images of ourselves or others? Should the metta be directed at other feelings, body sensations, and so forth? We practice metta I said in three ways. One is verbal, other is thinking, the other is feeling. When we verbalize with understanding why we do that. Understanding of each word we say. When we say, may all beings be well and happy, even if we say only this much, we must mean what we say. Repeat it many, many times. May all beings be well and happy, may all beings be well and happy, may all... It's repeated, thinking, understanding the meaning of it. What you have is mental, you may say mental image, or the thought that there are living beings. It is not difficult for anybody to think that there are living beings. Is it difficult? I don't think it's difficult. There are living beings, right? I am sitting here in front of me. In all this direction I am facing, there are living beings. We don't see them. We have not seen all of them. And also we can think there are living beings behind me. We don't see them, there are living beings. On this side, there are living beings. This side, there are living beings. I close my eyes, sitting here, and thinking that there are living beings. And I think, may all living beings in this direction, this direction, this direction, this direction, up and down, there are living beings. This is what we said. We focus our mind on this thought. The thought of living beings are in our mind, definitely. So, we develop this metta towards all these living beings. So, all these questions arise from not understanding what we do. Should the feeling itself be focused, or focused on? Should we simultaneously direct that feeling towards mental images and so forth? When we focus our mind on these directions and we know that there are living beings, and when we keep thinking, verbalizing, and then thinking the meaning of the words we recite, verbalize, and then within ourselves we feel metta. We feel metta within ourselves. That is, without any reservation, without any question, our mind, our heart opens for sharing our metta thoughts with all living beings. And that's what we do in metta practice. And eventually it becomes an integral part of our way of thinking. Once we start repeating this every day, it becomes a part of our life. In every thought, every act, every word we utter, this training, this conditioning will stay in our mind, and resentment, anger fades away. And we will be able to talk in a friendly way, really meaning friendliness. We can talk. And we can do things with the same way. For instance, you sweep this floor, not just as a duty. You sweep the floor thinking, may whoever come here feel comfortable. Seeing clean floor, the person will be pleased. You go to public toilet after your work. When you leave, clean the toilet seat. If water is spilled on the floor, clean it. There are a lot of paper towels, put there, clean it. If you don't want to bend down, using your feet, you wipe the wet floor. Why you do that? So that when the next person comes, next person will be glad to see clean floor, clean toilet seat. Nobody knows that you did it, only you know that you clean it because you want others to be happy, to feel glad, to feel not uncomfortable when they go to the toilet. Simple things. There are many ways of practicing metta once we start cultivating this thought in our mind. Okay? There seems to be many questions. Let me try to answer them. In the sutta about Angulimala, the Buddha showed metta to mass murderer. How could Angulimala's bad karma be overcome so he could become a monk? Can our own unwholesome karma be diminished by repentance and spiritual striving? By repenting, you cannot overcome your unwholesome karma. When I read this, it occurred to me, this is a long story, I don't want to take too much time to answering one question. But there is a discourse in Anguttara Nikaya, Lona Phala Sutta, in Anguttara Nikaya. Lona Phala Sutta means simile of cube of salt, little salt. That's the discourse says, suppose somebody does very small unwholesome karma. Commit something not very serious, but very small karma. And that person will be punished. Another person commits the same karma and nobody even talk about it. Because that person has power. So he can just, everybody ignores, turn their blind eye towards that. Why is that? Is it because of his political power? Social status? Maybe. Similarly, if you do very little karma, you will have a lot of bad consequences. Suppose somebody else does the same karma, that person will not suffer very much. Why? That person's this small karma, he can very easily overcome by doing enormous amount of good karma. He understands that he committed an unwholesome karma, and then he knows this is unwholesome, this is wrong. Then he is determined, a person of my status, my honor, my dignity should have never done this. So from that time onward, that person practiced morality, concentration, meditation, and he honestly, sincerely never want to commit that kind of karma. And he builds up his wholesome karma. He builds up, practicing all moral principles, practicing meditation honestly, sincerely, and gaining concentration, developing insight, wisdom. He even never want to think about the unwholesome karma. So his unwholesome karma will be overcome by enormous amount of wholesome karma. So the simile Buddha gave is, suppose you take maybe teaspoonful of salt and put into a cup of water. Cup of water becomes salty because there is little water. You take the same teaspoonful of salt and pour into a Potomac River or Mississippi River. Can you make it salty? No. Why? River water is so much, salt is so little. Similarly, if you do so much good, wholesome karma, and occasionally you have done little small unwholesome karma, wholesome karmas are so great, so big, so large degree, large amount, that this unwholesome karma would simply completely be absorbed. And you even will have no chance to bear its fruit. In this life you may feel bad about it, but that's it. After that you never feel bad about it. Similarly, so this is the example I can give you. Angulimala, no doubt, committed murder. But you remember the whole background story of Angulimala. Angulimala was not a murderer by nature. He did not have killing tendency in him. He was an innocent boy. His teacher forced him to kill. reluctantly, just to please his teacher. He killed, and he himself hated that. He never wanted to kill. So, when Buddha came to understand that this fellow, out of his honesty, sincerity, and dedication to his teacher, he was so obedient, he would do anything to please his teacher. And the last time he was just to finish his dirty, bloody job, he was thinking of even killing his mother to get one finger. Buddha saw this. And Buddha saw if Angulimala had killed his mother, he would have committed most serious karma. Most serious. Killing mother by her own child, son or daughter, is considered to be the most serious karma. And Buddha wanted to prevent him from committing that karma. And came and he taught him Dhamma, and he realized and he confessed that he did not want to kill, but he was forced by his teacher. So his karma, and as soon as he turned to Dhamma, he continued diligently to practice Dhamma, and he attained enlightenment, and there was no chance for the unwholesome karma to bear their results.